Welcome to this episode of Spizz. My name is Dr. Ryan Betts, and I am excited today to dive into the discussion about prenatal care and a woman getting chiropractic care during her pregnancy. Today's episode is going to go over, I want to highlight a lot of the benefits of it and what to expect from care during your pregnancy. And then in future episodes, we're going to go more specifically into what is known as the Webster technique, as well as some do's and don'ts of pregnancy. So first of all, I just want to begin by saying that with how our office operates and the type of people that we see here and just the environment that we've created over the years, we have a semi-private adjusting room. So often I'll see, a patient that's expecting mom, and we have, tables that accommodate for the pregnancy, and I'll show you a bit about that later. But a lot of times we'll have patients that are waiting out in the living room area of our office asking me later when they see a pregnant woman getting adjusted. They're just shocked to know that it's safe and that it's advised to get adjusted during pregnancy. And for me as a chiropractor, it seems kind of like a no-brainer that, well, yeah, of course, when you're pregnant, you want your body to function as optimally as possible. You want to prevent as much discomfort as possible. And we want to prepare your body for the easiest and safest birth and labor of your child. So for me, it seems like a no-brainer, but I can understand from the public's perspective that it may be kind of, just one of those topics that's like, oh, so you can adjust pregnant women. So today's episode is really going to dive into that. Like, I want to highlight the reasons why it's a no-brainer and why we're going to, why I put so much time into this side of chiropractic care. So first of all, on that note, in terms of where I'm at in my practice and what I've done in my career, I've done advanced training and certification in prenatal care, as well as certified in the Webster technique, which again, we're going to go over that in future visit episode. But I put a lot of extra time into learning more about the human anatomy in a woman's body during the pregnancy, during all the different stages of pregnancy, to understand how to deliver the best, most effective chiropractic care to get the best outcomes for birth. And I mean, the thing is I put such a high value on adjusting a woman while she's pregnant. Again, with my kiddos being born, mom's been adjusted throughout pregnancy and seen amazing results. I'll go over those in a little bit. So there's so many benefits to this, but aside from that, it's just the comfort that it provides a pregnant woman during her pregnancy cannot be matched by anything. It's the most natural way to prepare the body for one of the most magical and amazing times of your life as you welcome in a newborn into the world. And it's just my role and my passion as a chiropractor to see you through this journey so that it's a great birth experience, one that you want to share with others, versus what a lot of women go through not knowing that they can be adjusted during pregnancy. It breaks my heart when I hear that a woman doesn't even know she can be adjusted. So I want to break down some of those myths, some of those barriers today, okay? So first of all, I mean, when we're talking about chiropractic and why you would get adjusted during pregnancy, let's just put it out there that there is no time in a woman's life where her intuitive, innate nature is squashed the most by what the world tries to tell her is a natural or normal pregnancy. It's shocking to me to even hear of the terminology used in many hospital settings by many doctors that are not chiropractors, trying to explain what a natural birth looks like, when in my mind and what I've seen is a natural birth is one that does not have any interventions, drug-free, medication-free, ideally at home or at a birth center, where you're allowed to just go into your zone, allow your body to take over, allow the innate nature of your body, because your body already knows what to do. You just gotta listen to it. And as a chiropractor, that is my role, is to help you align with that, to give you back the power that you should have as a woman to give birth to a child in the way that you feel is the best for your body, and not what someone else is trying to tell you is the best for your body. So hopefully that sets the stage today to understand where I'm coming from. I want to empower you to take back control of your own health and to take back control of this journey of birth and pregnancy. So, D.D. Palmer, the founder of chiropractic, once said that the principles of chiropractic should be known and utilized in the growth of the infant and continued as a safeguard throughout life. So we've talked about in other episodes about pediatric care and why children should be checked and adjusted for vertebral subluxation. So the first part of that quote of D.D. Palmer said that this should be utilized, chiropractic principles should be utilized in the growth of the infant. And what he's referring to is the growth of the infant while in utero. So what our chiropractic prenatal care is focused on is the mother, taking care of the spinal structure, the pelvic alignment, the environment for proper growth and development of the baby. Okay, so when we have our next episode going over the Webster technique, we're going to dive heavily into what that looks like and what I mean by proper structural alignment and care of the frame. But it's all for the purpose and benefit of the mom having an amazing birth experience and the baby having the best environment to grow and develop as healthy and strong as possible. Okay, so here's the thing, what chiropractic care supports during this natural process of pregnancy. Let me just read a couple quick facts here. So number one, chiropractic adheres to the evidence-based principles of normal physiology. What do we mean by that? We've covered this in previous episodes. Your body is self-healing. Your body is self-regulating. So what do we mean by those two statements? Your body already knows what to do. As a chiropractor, I'm just coming in to align with that. We're not trying to create a different outcome in your body by manipulating things. We are trying to align with the principles of self-healing and self-regulation by allowing your body to better express that physiology. Because the reality is when, especially if this is your first pregnancy, this is brand new to your body. It has not gone through this journey. It does not have the neurological or the muscle memory for it. So our role as chiropractors in prenatal care is to guide it along to better adhere to that. And that is done by taking care of your spine and nervous system so that those functions can be properly carried out the way that your body was designed to do. So that's point number one. Point number two, chiropractic works with the body's ability to adapt and function the way it was designed to. So I kind of just talked about that, but I want to help your body function as well as it can, because the greater your body functions, the better your baby's growth and development can be. There's the potential for that. It only makes sense that the more neurological supply that we get to your body, baby receives that as well. Okay? And the third thing is chiropractic care in pregnancy is vital for normal physiological function. When your spine is subluxated, and let's focus specifically on the lower area, even though during pregnancy I still check the entire spine for subluxation. Let's just talk about the spine and the nerves in the lumbar spine. Down in these areas, when there's a subluxated bone and it's out of alignment, and it's cutting off and interfering with the nerve output at that level, there's multiple nerves down here that go to the reproductive organs. That's going to diminish the signals from the brain that are trying to control the proper function of those organs. And if you're subluxated, it can limit and it can cause normal physiological functions to be diminished. I don't want any room for that. I want your pregnancy, the baby's growth and development to be as optimized as possible, which is why we put a lot of emphasis on the lumbar spine. The pelvic area, we're going to talk a lot about this in the Webster technique video or episode, but just a little bit about it. When we're looking at a normal healthy pelvis, we have two openings. We have the pelvic inlet and we have the pelvic outlet. So the inlet, this is where the uterus is at, this is where baby's growing, developing at, and getting ready for engagement in the latter parts of the third trimester. And then the pelvic outlet, that's where the birth canal begins and the baby begins descension for proper birth. The key is having the outlet and the inlet as properly formed as possible, and that is dependent on the proper alignment of the ilium bones and the sacrum bone. When they are subluxated, and let's say one hip is higher, that is going to change the shape of the pelvic inlet and outlet and could interfere with a natural birth process. So we want to remove as many factors as we can that stand to get in the way of a natural birth for you by properly adjusting and caring for the pelvis, the sacrum, the lumbar spine, and then of course the rest of the spinal column. So what does an adjustment look like then? Because again, when I get those questions from the public of, oh, you can adjust pregnant women, I understand the first thing that they're thinking of, well, how can that be safe for the mom to lay on her belly while she's pregnant? Here's where specific things come into play. So in our office, we have pregnancy-specific adjusting tables where a part of the abdominal piece that you lay on hinges and depresses downward to give a space for the baby to be accommodated at. But then also we have these pregnancy pillows, which it's hard to see here, but it's hollowed out. There's like an egg-shaped cut out of this so that when this is laid on the table and mom lays down, the belly goes right in this opening and provides a nice, healthy environment for the baby to lay in. And the other foam around here helps to elevate the mom's pelvis and torso so that it's not putting any weight on the belly and on the baby while she's laying face down to get her chiropractic analysis. So that is key to have these two tools, both the table and these pregnancy pillows, so that I can effectively and safely adjust you throughout the entire pregnancy. And that's the other thing I want to talk about too. When's it ideal to come in? Inevitably, it happens quite a bit. As people get to hear about us in our office and the prenatal care that we provide. A lot of times, I do see a mom, week 35, week 36, in kind of this dire crisis mode of, needing a quick fix now. And whereas the adjustments can provide her some support, some aid in that, the most optimal time to begin getting adjusted when you're pregnant is the moment that you find out you're pregnant. Now, thankfully, what happens for a lot of my patients is I'm taking care of them even before they get pregnant. So we have chiropractic care before the prenatal period, and then they let me know they're pregnant, and I'm like, fantastic, we're just gonna ease you through this and things will change with the adjustments as we go along. But it's key that we start as soon as possible, especially with all the changes that the pelvis goes through, even beginning in trimester number 1 all the way through to the end of the 3rd trimester. So it's safe, it's effective, it's gentle chiropractic care if done right, if done by a trained chiropractor in prenatal care, which we are here at Radix Chiropractic. And I've devoted so many hundreds of hours to additional education to learn this because it's my passion. I love seeing just in hearing of the birth stories, the birth experiences of women that see their care through with us, have the baby, come back for care afterwards to help stabilize the pelvis and get the body rebalanced after giving birth. And I love hearing the experiences of I get some crazy stories, don't get me wrong. There's stories we've had where we've a mom will have the water break and a couple hours of contractions begin, but then when active labor starts, it's like within 4 or 5 pushes the baby comes out. We get more of those stories, the more people that we take care of course, but can't, of course, guarantee that for everybody, but the goal is the more you put a focus on the structure and the alignment of your spine with prenatal chiropractic care, the better likelihood you're going to have of a nice, healthy, safe, oftentimes very fast pregnancy or labor and delivery for your baby. So if you got questions on these things, I'm always here, always available at Radix Chiropractic to call us, to come in, schedule a consultation, sit down and chat about what care would look like during your pregnancy, write down your goals, and then begin meeting them. So thank you for tuning into today's episode. I cannot wait to teach you more about the Webster technique in the next episode. So may be blessed and have an amazing day, and we will talk to you next time.